Paul, congratulations on a crazy violent finish. You brought the elbows with that one.
Yes.
What did you make of the back and forthness early on in the fight with Muniz?
Yeah, it was a good fight for me. We knew that going in. When the UFC had offered us this fight, we bit the hand off them for it because we knew, right, he's a dangerous grappler, and we knew that he has a good southpaw stance. But we knew, and my team, James Doolan, that we had his number. We knew heavy right body kicks, using loads of feints, and what we found was he was biting onto every one of the right body kicks. What that did was it opened up our ability to get in nice and deep into his legs, take him down. I just watched the replay back there. It was a nice big dunk, lift him up, slam him, and then from that he tried to like peel me off with like a can opener kind of thing, and that resulted in me getting on that top mount, looking for that dash, dropping the elbows. It was a good fight. He was rushing forward, what we expected. I'm under no illusion that my coach is going to point out that we didn't do one simple thing and keep our shield up a little bit higher, but that's Monday morning's work. And yeah, it was a great fight, and it's just a mark on me in this middleweight division.
For yourself, you're in a really interesting position because you're top 10 ranked at light heavyweight, and that division is open wide up again with the belt being vacant now. So you could go in there, get a couple of wins and be in there for title contention like you nearly were last year. But everyone's really impressed with how you look at middleweight as well. So what's next? Yeah,
we aren't done with light heavyweight, and we're just starting at middleweight. We will do both, and it's where the fights are. If the fights are at light heavyweight, then we'll take it. We have the only victory over Jamal Hill. We have the only victory over Ankalaev. We have beat Krylov, right? We've had a few bumps in the road in the light heavyweight division, but we'll take both divisions. I do believe that the moving of Jim to the higher level team has made a huge difference. Confidence, stand up, the ability to assess better situations. One of the things James says is soft knees, good eyes, and I could hear him saying that in the corner, and it works so well. And as he came in and he was giving me advice, and he's like, Paul, you see everything coming, because we've worked on it for 6 months, we've worked on movement, we've worked on controlling that distance, and that showed in the fight, right? We made a few mistakes, and it's hard, only 6 months of drilling, but we need to, what's happened? Is Molly... Oh, shit. Yeah, that's 6 months of training, proper training with these guys. Who knows what a year can do? Who knows what 2 years can do? But ultimately, we've got another 5 years left in this company, and we're going to leave the UFC with a bit of metal, be it middleweight or be it light heavyweight. We're coming for it.
When you look at the top contenders at middleweight, you know, the likes of Vittori, Cannonier, Strickland, do you think they can't live with me on the ground with what you've got to offer?
Yeah, we knew Munoz was a high-level jiu-jitsu black belt. You know, he broke Jacare's arm. He'd done the same to Eric Andrews. We are a different animal. We are a Scottish guy who shouldn't have jiu-jitsu the way we have it. We are a small nation who is not athletic under, like, no words. We are not an athletic nation. But what we have got is we have got heart and we've got determination, and I showed that in the fight. Even when we're taking shots and we're taking damage, we're still in the fight and we're always there. So the next 6 months is going to be interesting for Paul Beardew-Craig.
Final one, Khamzat's here tonight. That would be a really interesting stylistic matchup because that kind of plays right into your speciality, doesn't it? Is that a fight that you'd like down the line?
Yeah, everybody in the middleweights get an opportunity to fight me. Who knows where we'll be put on to the division? Maybe we're back in the top 15 in there. Number 9 in the light heavyweights, maybe in the top 15 in middleweights. We'll find out on Monday. But anybody in front of me, that's who I'm looking to take on. And if it is Khamzat and he takes me down, there's a good chance that he's going to get triangled. My jiu-jitsu, I never had faith in my jiu-jitsu. And it's starting to build up. You know, people say Paul's a good jiu-jitsu, but you'd always doubt your abilities. And this fight here was one of the ones where I was like, right, if I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, I must be able to defend, and I must be able to attack, and I must be able to win fights. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy who is dangerous in MMA.
Well done on the win.
Thank you.
Paul, just over here.
Hiya.
You know, Being at middleweight, what kind of impacts did you feel in there in terms of physically?
Yeah, if you looked at me yesterday, it was going for Skeletor to He-Man in a couple of hours. I was very drawn. You could have grated cheese on my cheekbones if I were that pointy. But it definitely made a huge difference making that cut. As a light heavyweight, I wouldn't cut much, maybe a couple of kgs. The whole camp, I cut about 12 kilograms, which is massive. It's massive if you do it without a team that I've got. I've got guys like Adam from Enhanced Performance, who's doing all the science of how to improve me as an athlete. And then I've got Lee Rickards from Boxing Science, who's doing all the calculations to bring that weight down safely. Because the last thing you want to be doing is saying, right, we're going to be a middleweight, and then we're just going to do a silly cut. It's going to wreck our body. We're going to try and rehydrate, and then we can't perform. What we did was we did it so that we are able to perform. We're able to make the weight on the Friday morning, and we're able to get up that Saturday and put on a performance. And I don't think the fans reacted to MD the way they reacted to my fight. They got behind me, and I love fighting in London. It's one of these places, and I'm glad I put on a performance and rectified the loss I had in London last year.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of long term, if you want to jump between the divisions, how difficult is that with the kind of weight that you have to cut for middleweight?
I think, see, if you take it from the science point of view, it's not difficult at all. If you're going in here without a team and you're just doing it on your own and you're leaving everything up to chance, then it's going to be difficult. But as long as you've got a good team who are all doing their jobs, everybody needs to be pulling in the right way. If you've got one guy at the top of the helm who's thrown off the leg of the table, then he's going to throw off the whole whatever's on that table. All the guys are there to support me, be it training partners, be it coaches, be it mentors, whatever it is, they're all there for Paul. And that's what makes us such a great team to be part of, and that's what makes going from middleweight or going to light heavyweight so much easier.
And when you faced off, you had a really intense face-off with Andre just before you touched, well, I don't even think you touched gloves, did you? Well, where did that come from, that intensity?
I absolutely love the pageantry, especially yesterday at the weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins, absolutely love it. This is the only time I cannot be punched in the face and I can get right in somebody's face. I love controlling the octagon. I love putting on a show for fans. So when I walk into that middle of that octagon and he decides to walk in, there's no way I'm backing down. I've got the whole of the UK behind me. He's got nobody. He's one lone survivor in that octagon. And there was no way I was backing down. And it was brilliant. And I could hear the fans going wild for it. As I said, pageantry, this sport is about entertainment. You don't have to be the best fighter in the UFC to get the fans going.
And talking about the fans, you know, you always come out with the war paint for the weigh-in. Someone also who did that was Chris Duncan.
Yep.
You know, you were the first to do that. Did that bother you at all? Do you mind that? And obviously
No,
you're both fellow Scots.
No, I've had a bit of back and forth with him, and made it you copy me, but it's not. You know what? Both of us are passionate, both of us are Scottish, and both of us want to do it. But what I said to him was, accept no imitations. There can be only one. You know, like Highlander, there can be only one.
And do you think it's time that the UFC came back to Scotland?
I would absolutely love, we've got myself, we've got Joanne Calderwood, we've got Chris Duncan, we've got Casey O'Neill, we've got a whole host of Scottish fighters. They would sell out the Hydro, and I would love to be a main event in that Hydro. Like, I have been in the co-main once in my life. I've never been a main event, and I believe that I could sell out the Hydro on the back of Paul Craig as a middleweight.
And when do you want to get back in there?
As soon as possible. I love this sport. I'm not injured. Got a bloody nose. That's about it. A couple of little scratches on my elbow. But as soon as the UFC give me a call and say, listen, Paul, you're fighting in X, Y, and Z, I'll be there.
Thank you. Congrats.
Hi, Paul. Just over here.
How you doing?
You spoke before the fight about wanting to, you spoke about the Johnny Walker fight, and when you looked across the octagon from him, he looked massive. And you wanted to be you wanted to be that guy coming in here, dropping down to middleweight. Did you feel like that in there?
The question is, did I look like that? Was there a noticeable difference in size?
You look great.
Yeah, I felt great. And especially like if you compare me to stepping on the scales on Friday morning at 9 o'clock to stepping on the scales at the ceremonial weigh-ins about 7 o'clock, there was a huge difference. And then if you look at me walking into that octagon, like, it's amazing what a few hours can do and a little bit of rehydration. It's amazing what the body endures, be it cutting all the way down and losing all that moisture in your body and then just ballooning back up and feeling good in your own skin.
You also mentioned that you expected to balloon up by about 30 pounds. Do you know how much you weighed in there tonight?
When we checked our weight before we left, we were 97 kg. So we made 84.5 kilograms. After we rehydrated, ate properly, we then ballooned up to 97 kg. That's huge. And it definitely showed in performance-wise. I had enough energy. And as my coach, James, came in and he said to me, "How do you feel?" I said, "You want to do it again?" I had the energy to go.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Up the back, young man.
Hi, Paul. It's Danny Gray here from Higher Level.
Sorry, buddy, what time is it?
Boom time! Just a quick question. Who do you think's stronger in the gi? You or me?
If you are grabbing my gi pants and it's Toriado, it's you every day.
Cool. Thank you. At ease, General.